nice about this home is that it opens up to the outside. So that it kind of brings the outside inside.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Choosing a city in China can be pretty tough, and choosing an apartment can be even harder. If you're looking for a new apartment in China, you're in the right place. With an ever-growing population, it's essential to make an informed decision when choosing your new home. In this video, we'll be discussing the key factors you should consider when looking for an apartment in China. I'll also share with you my first experience in my first home in China back in 2018. Now, this is gonna be really interesting because since then, I've lived in at least 4 different apartments and I've seen so many others that make me wonder, like, why do you choose the apartment you choose when you just get here? And how can you make a better decision? So I'm gonna share with you some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years to improve your search. Now, for some expats who are moving to China, you're probably the lucky ones who are getting your apartments from your employers, whether it be your school or your company. They would already be looking for an apartment for you. But if you're not so lucky, then you'll have to do the apartment hunting yourself. Now, there are many agencies that can help you to do this, and we're going to go through some of them in this video, especially the ones that the Chinese actually use so that you can get the best deals possible. Now, when I first got here, my school actually offered me my apartment, and it was a small studio apartment with basic amenities and quote-unquote Western style. But it wasn't until I actually told other Chinese locals where I live that they asked me, why did your school put you there? They could have given you a better place to live. But for me, when I got there, it wasn't that bad. I was just chilling. I just needed basic stuff. And so for me, I didn't really find a problem with it until I visited other teachers' apartments and I realized, hey, my house could be much better. I just like a small, neat space. I'm a minimalist, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for me. But I also noticed that the quality of the apartment could have been much better. So you want to check that out before you get here. Ask for pictures, ask for videos. A lot of the apps that they use to show people the apartments before they actually go and look at them, they have VR technology, so you would be able to see exactly what the apartment looks like before you go there. Can foreigners actually rent an apartment in China? The answer is yes, we most definitely can. All you need is your passport and the right amount of cash. So you need to know exactly where you want to go, and if you have an agent to help you, they will help you sign that contract with that landlord. If not, then you can definitely reach out to the landlord yourself on these Chinese apps that allow you to contact the owners, and you can make the payments yourself and sign the contract yourself. Now, it is important to remember that not all landlords want to rent to foreigners. And as soon as they find out that you're a foreigner, they will definitely just not look at you and will avoid making a deal at all costs. Now, these reasons, they vary. A lot of the times, for me, in my personal experience, the landlords were concerned about me moving away quickly because I have no ties to China. But also you have other landlords who are interested in having a foreign tenant in their house. They can boast about it to their friends. Trust me, this is an actual thing. My last landlord in Zhengzhou, she was 24 years old. I guess her parents were rich and she owned this apartment. And she was 24 years old, she was in college, and so she was happy. She was so excited to have a foreign tenant. So this varies across China. So you would want to know if your landlord is okay with renting to a foreigner, because you can go through, spend all the effort, go and look at the apartment, and then once they find out that you're a foreigner, they will say no. So this is a thing. You have to be careful about this when booking or looking for an apartment in China. For the most part, location is crucial. Choosing an apartment that is conveniently located near public transportation, supermarkets, and other necessary amenities. If you plan to commute to work, you'll want to choose one that's closest to the subway or the bus stop. Secondly, you'd want to consider the size and the layout of the apartment. A lot of these apartments are Chinese style versus Western style. This is something that you can ask your agent to make sure that you're getting a Western style apartment. Making sure that your apartment has enough space for all your belongings and is arranged in a way that fits your lifestyle. If not, then you'll find yourself being in a cooped up small space, and then you'll be miserable throughout your entire stay during China. We don't want that. So go ahead and ask your agent about the size, the style of the apartment, and if it has all the basic Western amenities. One thing for sure, if you are not getting a Western style apartment, you're going to be getting an apartment that looks pretty much like this, with bathrooms that you would not necessarily want to be using. So make sure that you find out all the details about your apartment before you go there. It's also a nice idea to find out about the foreign community living in that area, just to know that you have some friends nearby and you have a expat bar or somewhere you can chill with other foreigners, or else you'll just be there living in that city, not able to do anything, especially on the weekends. It will get pretty boring and you may lose your mind. But fun and jokes aside, you should ask this question just for your own personal interest, to know that, okay, you're not alone in that particular area, in that city.
Another banger, baby, calm down.
Now, as promised, I'm going to show you my first apartment when I got here in China in 2018. Now, that apartment costed 1,785 RMB at that time, which was pre-pandemic. I'm not sure if the price of the apartment has changed since then. However, it was definitely small with the basic amenities, but with a shower that was just ridiculous. But it worked. It definitely worked for me, and for most people, it's okay. You can get around it, you can manage with it, but there are other options. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope that you found it really informative. See you soon. Bye.